guess because it has no choice, Pam's about Joe. Or Meared. More Meared than Joe. As he's standing in a demiplane far away from home with a brownish cloud cover overhead. Debris and ash just kind of hanging in the air. Looking at the exsanguinated body of Jeremiah. The cracked and artificial behemoth that is Krieger.
The Terminator.
And the unconscious and somehow bound, luckily not carcass of Todd. As the plan started to come together and then very quickly frayed, severed, and disintegrated. He finds himself alone near the hut of a crazy cultist who has herself chained to the wall of her hut.
Yeah. Good times.
The gargantuan clock tower that houses one of the lesser demons, or demon lords, looms over everything, just a mere couple miles away.
Yeah.
Did we wind Robo Krieger back up?
Yep.
Okay.
So Krieger's not inert. He's just standing there, clicking.
Awaiting orders.
So a dead guy, a comatose guy, and Terminator walk into a bar.
Right. Exactly.
The wizard dies.
And that's recap.
The wizard dies.
He has to carry them all by
Okay.
himself.
So,
The mission at hand seemingly failed, as the unconscious priest that they were intended on capturing is nowhere to be found, and is likely conscious by now.
and he's probably like, that was a hell of a thing. Because he's weird and into that or something. Anyway, so my next question is, one, is there anywhere for me to, like, hold up for the night that is not the witch's hut?
Yep, Tiny had no too.
Oh, he has rope trick.
I already used it. I used both of them.
Ah.
I'm like, we're last episode, the episode before that was all one day.
Mm-hmm.
I am like super tapped on spells.
You could...
Tell Krieger to dig a hole.
For literally anything that I kind of have planned to work, I need to sleep. I need to get to the end of the night, sleep, and do new spells. So
You could probably...
Make a cave out of a crag.
You could probably find some ground with some shelter against the wind. Maybe find a cave or a crevice or something to hide in. You can deal with the crazy cult witch. You could ask her to... You could bunk down.
mind if I stay here for the night? Oh God!
Oh, that was the other thing. Just for the record, Todd has a survival of 10.
That's good.
It's real good.
It's no use right now, but that's good.
Came up last week.
So, yeah, because I need some rests like bad. Krieger, I would like you. You can carry both of them, right?
Yeah.
The dead guy
Easily.
and the. Okay, Krieger, pick those two up. We're gonna go find a cave. Like, follow me.
I pick up Todd first. And then Jeremiah on top of Todd. Then I follow
Yes.
Meared.
Luckily, there's not much left to dribble onto Todd.
So yeah, and then we go find a cave.
Whoa.
Okay, give me a survival check.
Let's see, survival. It's an 11.
Oh, fuck. Really?
You hold up next to a rock
There's a
in
wizard,
the
not a
middle,
The ranger is currently an object.
which means I could take him with me, and you, if I wanted a dimension door. I had learned that.
It's true. Because Todd is unconscious, but alive, he is not an object.
Right.
He's helpless.
I'm still a people.
He's helpless, but he is still people.
Yeah.
So we always bring Pontius to everything we do.
Right.
It is so much easier. Or harder, I don't know.
Much harder.
Much harder.
Much harder.
Great for plot points.
Right. Super fun though.
Bad for functionality.
I like it harder. Wait.
Please don't
As
worry.
the you hear the witches' chains fall off. You rang?
What? Hello. Anyway, so yeah.
So yeah, you don't find a proper cave, but you do find like a crack that's wedged in between a couple of rocks and where the terrain kind of dips down a little bit.
Okay. Can I do like a perception check on it to see if there's
Yeah.
like I guess they're gonna eat me?
Or bear.
15?
Cool.
You only have
You don't
perception
think
of
so.
10?
That's a perception check.
You only have perception of 10?
Yeah.
Thought you were higher than that.
Well, luckily this isn't the same area that you were in before, where everything was alive and would likely have been a mouth. This is just rocks. Unfortunately, it's full of rattlesnakes, but they're dead, so you can still get down there. That's fine.
Like how dead?
Like they're not really there.
Okay, perfect. That's my favorite kind of dead.
They're dead
Yeah.
right now.
Although it's the most difficult kind of dead to loot.
That's also true.
That's true. No, you find a little crevice that you can at least get out of the wind.
Perfect.
Um,
Can I? Is there any like foliage anywhere that I can like put on the front? It's all rock though, right? That's what you're saying.
mostly rock. There
Okay.
aren't really. There are those weird cable trees, but
That's
not
it.
really ground cover.
Okay. No worries. That's fine. Okay.
You go find a big skin tag and put it in front of the door.
Skin tag. All right. So now that I'm in there, I'm going to sit and contemplate whether or not I'm actually going to worry about trying to get sorry.
You're good. Touch me, we'll save.
What?
We'll save from topics.
We'll save.
Hold on a sec. I have something about will saves. I want to make sure I get it right.
I'm basically going to sit and contemplate whether or not I'm
You
going
sit.
to.
You think about what you did.
Well, I'm going to think about whether or not I'm going to carry around the dead body of Jeremiah or not. Let me give him a fair shake.
High or low, Joe?
Literally a fair shake. Oh, did you already roll?
I roll. High or low?
Hi.
If you get it right, you carry the body around.
Okay. Hi.
Yeah, you do.
Fuck.
13.
Alright.
You carry Jeremiah with you. Shit.
Shit.
Motherfucker.
Okay. So, with that, I devise a plan. Well, so that brings us to our next point, which is I want to take all the shit off Jeremiah, but not like his gear. I want to look for, like, well, I've seen him with his diary. He has a diary, right? Where he writes notes down for, like, his sister thing?
Yes, I believe so.
So I would like to try to find that.
Okay.
And I don't really care about the money, but like if I happen to see how much money he has at the same time.
For the resurrection fund, of course.
Exactly.
Right.
That's the thing. Wink,
Don't
wink.
let the listeners know that we're assholes. They already know we're assholes.
It was a steal.
Tyler.
Wink.
Sorry, not sorry. You're
Joe,
the one that's dead. We get
You
to leave
winked out loud.
You winked out loud. Shit. Anyway, so yeah, I want
Tyler, you do not get to artificially inflate the wealth of the party by constantly dying.
to.
Hold on.
Eventually, you'll have
Hold
to
on.
come back in with no loot.
Now, as a contractor, are we entitled to his gear? Or
Technically,
do we
no.
have to return it back to the service provider?
that?
He
Yep,
is the
that's-
service
It
provider.
has to be brought back to the family. Unfortunately, the family is lost. You should go find him.
Fuck.
Find him.
Therefore, the person that killed him is the next of kin and gets all the shit.
You can go find a little charred girl.
Huh, right. We all learned this from Vin Diesel. You keep what you kill.
Right. That's canon.
Anyway.
Well,
Kinda. So, I would like to go through that, see if I can find those items.
that actually brings us to an interesting question. Do constructs dream of electric sheep? Sheep?
No.
Nah.
He's never seen a sheep.
He has an intelligence score of 0.
He's never seen a
He
sheep.
doesn't dream. So therefore, are you a people even?
Can you vote?
Maybe.
What
Anyway.
if the key holder was to ask him, hey, what's your opinion on a two-party political system?
He'd probably not say anything.
Do we know?
I don't.
Because that's something he has a good program for.
Yes, but Meard hates politics, which means he would
It's-
never ask that
It's
question.
just data collection. We don't actually care what he says.
These are the philosophical exercises that Meard goes through for the rest of the evening
Yes.
until he can sleep and then wake up.
I gotta go, guys. I'll be back.
Okay, so after going through his stuff, I find the book.
When you awaken, there's a poorly dressed, rough-looking person who has a clipboard and with sheets of paper and a pen. Would you like to sign this petition, please, sir?
No, go fuck yourself.
And they vanish in a puff of smoke.
Perfect. You want to sign this petition to stop the war in Iraq? I love the war in Iraq. It's my favorite war. I hope it goes on for 1,000 years. What the fuck? That's right. I'm crazy. Remember my face. Don't ask me to ever sign shit again.
Just tell him I can't vote. No. Really funny when you do that.
Legally, I'm not allowed to.
Yep. I always look at you weird.
Anyway, so yeah, I do that. Do I find anything in the book? Or do I find the book?
You find the book.
I find the book. Do I find anything in there that says his sister's name? I'm assuming
I'm
Tyler would be the only
I'm
one who would
certain,
know.
yes. Matt is
But-
failing to remember the sister's name. I don't know if it's because I'm a bad DM or if it was not mentioned.
I don't think he's ever mentioned it.
Not at least not in character.
Yeah,
But no, there are
Alright.
mentions
He
of
has mentioned it.
that's fine.
Because he's asked people if he's seen this.
a
Right.
small burned girl.
Yeah,
Sure?
he's
No.
never said her name in character.
Alright, then.
So,
I think her name was Valerie.
okay.
I don't know. So
Either-
it might just be me being a terrible DM. That's totally reasonable. But you
Okay.
would find mentions of her name
Okay.
and that of the events of how she got burned, things like that.
Okay, that's fine. Just kind of skimming that. I'm going to put that away in my bag of holding. I still have Juno.
In the bag of holding.
I'm going to, in the bag of holding.
Because you don't know the command word.
That's right. For now, she goes in there. Okay. I've decided I'm going to take him with us. So I am going to put,
Him in the bag of holding.
How big? Yeah, how big is the bag of holding?
it's not that big. The opening's like that big.
So cut them up into pieces and then put them in.
No. not going to do that. What I am going to do
Rip his arms off and put him in.
is
Yeah.
piss
No,
and
if you-
moan like an impotent jerk
If you
and
turn
then
him
bend
into a
over
missile,
and take it up the tailpipe.
More
Name the
efficient.
movie.
Please.
Not you. I never mean that for you. I'm going to use some of my unguent of timelessness.
Yeah.
And I only wrote unguent of timeless in my inventory. Of timelessness. I'm going to put that on Jeremiah's body. And
how erotically?
really erotically, like shake weighting.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's the best kind of timelessness.
Yeah, exactly.
He might be dead, but he sure is hard.
Right.
Rigor mortis already set in a few hours ago.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna do that,
Permanently shaped like.
and I'm going to sit and ponder. I'm going to tell Krieger because Krieger doesn't need to sleep. Correct.
Correct.
Krieger
One
is
second,
going to
please.
be on guard all night long.
I like new
I have
Krieger.
spiky armor, right?
All night
do.
long.
I
all
do.
night.
So, like when I threw Todd over my
Oh,
shoulder,
son of a bitch!
No, it's not like
or
it's not
Jeremiah over my shoulder.
it's not orcish where there are just like spikes sticking out of it. It's more part of the form looks
Okay.
is looks sharp. They are not functional spikes.
It's
Got it.
vanilla,
It's
not wrath.
It's uncomfortable at best.
Perfect. Thank
Why
you.
did we all turn into Beetlejuice?
Because it looks cool.
Right, because it looks awesome.
Everyone looks the same.
Until you make a movie. Then it
Okay,
looks stupid.
so then I'm going to tell Krieger, stay on watch. If anything tries to attack, kill it. Or and wake me up. Okay.
Did you just put an and/or statement in
Yeah.
your?
He's a logic bomb. He can figure it out.
I'm gonna start giving.
If
well,
statements.
you should start giving Krieger commands in Boolean.
No. So that's what I'm going to say to him. And then I'm assuming we're like towards the night in the evening now.
It's
or-
impossible to tell.
Okay.
There's not a regular day-night cycle here,
I'm
other
going
than the 13-faced clock.
I'm going to hang out until I feel like it's night time, and then I'm going to go night.
It's been an exhausting day, so you have no problem getting to sleep.
Cool.
That's not what he said. He's going specifically night.
Ah. So in that case, you never sleep again because there is no day-night cycle here.
Shit.
Yeah, get fucked.
You end
Also,
up
it
going
has a
crazy.
material component of a blankie.
Mm.
Mhm.
I have one of those.
Or jammies.
The Jammies.
I think I have a bedroll.
Jammies is the masterwork version.
Jammies.
Gives you +2.
No, those are onesies.
Oh my bad.
So yeah, you very quickly and easily but uncomfortably go to sleep. You're not in a very secure place. Shit has gone down, and it's just not comfortable sleeping on uneven rock.
Right.
You do what you can with your magics that are available, but it's a rough night's sleep.
Okay.
Joe, I want to tell you something about Borden.
Okay.
Todd would not be upset if you used him as a pillow.
I specifically do not use Todd as a pillow.
My armor is very fluffy.
You're asleep. Doesn't mean you can't get a boner. I'm just
Especially
saying.
that pink one.
My
Foreskin armor.
thick skin foreskin turtleneck. Yeah.
It's purple.
I have a fur cape over the top of it.
Okay. Anyway.
Or cloak rather.
Sorry. Oh.
Sorry.
There's a small detail that has been glossed over thus far.
Mird has a vagina. No one's seen Mird's dick.
That's true.
I never asked. It's none of my business. What he does is fine.
All right. Now, before we start the adventuring, everybody get around and reveal.
Where's Darlene?
I don't do that anymore. Okay.
What if the plot twist was Mird was just unisex? Like, he wasn't even human. It was just like
He's a Ken doll.
Yeah. He's Salma Hayek.
For
from
what
Dogma.
they know. Okay.
At least let him be Alan Rickman from Dogma.
I mean, Salma Hayek from Dogma was also badass.
She was
She
bad.
was.
Not really.
Candy girl.
She
What?
absolutely was. Go,
Go smack yourself.
She was hot. She was not badass.
She was serendipity. She was great.
Yeah. She was
Right.
awesome.
Same thing.
And besides, the stuff that was done in Dogma would be wizard-like is Alan Rickman. What are you
Yeah,
going to do?
that's
Hit
true.
me with a fish. That's wizard shit.
Right.
Yeah, that's absolutely wizard shit. But
Yeah.
What
Mird's not
serendipity
really
did
a
was
wizard.
bar shit.
Snape doesn't have any junk.
He He did
But
for
Hans
Dumbledore.
Gruber did.
Hans Gruber did.
So, yeah. Anyway, you wake up. You have a crick in your neck and in your hip, but you're awake, which is better than half of your party.
Think about the one thing that was glossed over other than your genitalia.
Just let it haunt the back of your mind for a while. 15 experience to whoever remembers. You could figure it out. But yeah, you wake up.
Look for tracks.
You're
Look
on-
for tracks.
Well,
now that our ranger is gone, we can resume looking for tracks.
I don't have what would be glossed over near me. I mean,
But it's not near you.
Shyla? It glossed over. It's part of my plan.
She exploded last session.
There was an explosion last session.
There was an explosion. We don't know what it was for or where it came from. Well, we know where it came from, but
Yeah, it came from the temple. Not the tower, but the temple.
Yeah, the pyramid.
pyramid.
And we don't, and I believe the direct quote was, "You don't know if it explodes all the time. It might be a regular occurrence here."
That's right.
That was my impression of you.
Okay,
It was very good.
so in lieu of that, and my
I'm sorry, I'm
horrible,
just terrible at everything. My
horrible
deepest
plan.
apologies
No, it's just
for being
so,
bad.
I think it was Tyler was like, "There was an explosion," and you're just like, "Yeah, it might be normal. You don't know."
Okay.
And he was like, "Wait, what?" That was hilariously
Okay.
matter of fact. I didn't get why the "he's been dead" thing was so funny, but I thought that shit was hilarious, and nobody laughed.
Ah.
Okay, so I have a plan, and it's not a good one,
So the best one you can come up with.
Business as usual.
but it is a plan.
Run away and diplomacy.
Fuck.
Ask the cultist to wake up Todd.
You have no idea. Okay, so let me ask if this will logistically work, or if Meard would understand that this would logistically work.
You're spitballing with sleeping Todd.
Kinda,
Yeah, totally.
So, my plan is 3 spells of Mount, 3 spells of Mount, 7 spells of Invisibility,
At this point, Krieger winds down.
and 1 spell of Floating Disc. Jeremiah Dead Body goes on Floating Disc, and then can I do the Floating Disc and Jeremiah's body invisible in one shot, or do I need 2?
2 separate objects.
I need 2. Okay.
Sorry for.
Nope, by all means.
So that would be,
I figured that was a mechanics question.
It's all groovy.
so I'm going to need 8 then, because I need 1 for each horse, and I need 1 for each person,
And 1 for each object.
and 1 for each object. So I need 8 invisibilities. Urgh. Oh, shit. 8 invisibilities, 3 mounts, 1 floating disc.
What do you need 3 mounts for?
You, me,
He's asleep.
yeah, but
2 people can ride on 1 horse.
Not medium-sized people.
I'm the big spoon.
yeah, he's got to be on his own horse so that
So-
the horses can go.
Medium-sized people can squeeze on a horse, but it makes it much more difficult. Just mechanically, it would be way better to have 1 person awake with Todd draped over, so equipped but not saddled, which is on the horse and not saddled is a minor rule change, but it's an important distinction. And then have 1 person on their own horse. That incurs the least amount of penalties.
Right, but if I just put you on your own horse and then like guide that horse,
Yeah, you could.
it's all good.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
And I forget with mount. Do you have to do verbal commands, or can you just will it to be? Or I don't think there's a handle animal involved.
No, it's not. It Summons a horse or pony to serve you as a mount. The steed serves willingly and well. The mount comes with a bit and a bridle and a riding saddle.
Okay, so it's verbal commands.
Yeah, and it's 2 hour per level, so I have it for 16 hours, which is way longer than I need, because invisibility will only last 8 minutes. But, as I did the math earlier today, I can get approximately 3.75 miles,
Repeating, of course.
repeating of course,
Leroy!
in 8 minutes on the horse.
Question.
So, as the pyramid is only 2 miles away, approximately, I can get us all there invisibly within time.
Can I contribute to planning?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have...
Basically, all of you at the table combine to...
Are still dumber than me.
Yeah, combine to...
Yeah.
You have what, 18 intelligence?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the mirrored planning, if
19.
anyone has any helpful things to discuss, all that can be brainstorm.
To put it into context, Einstein had an intelligence, and Stephen Hawking both had an intelligence score of 15 or 16.
Let's not dive down that wormhole and just go to planning.
Do you have invisibility sphere as a spell?
No.
That is a shame.
So much for next plan.
Alright.
Because if you did, then you could just lash the bridles together before you're invisible then, so you have a pilot horse.
Okay.
But as it stands, actually, there is a precedent that if a bound character is turned invisible, the rope also turns invisible. Because the rope is technically equipped, just not willingly, in most cases. You might be able to get away with tying the horses together if you tie them together before casting invisible. It will either the ropes will also go invisible because they're equipped, or they won't.
I was just gonna guide it, so I was just gonna hold the
Hold the
I was
reins.
gonna hold the
That
reins
would
the other way while
Yeah.
we land.
You would need a much wider path.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
So,
You know how your spells work, so you don't have to do any guesswork about that.
right. So that is one idea to get back to Shyla, who potentially can get us the fuck out if she's there and not dead.
Oh, you're going back to the temple, not to the tower.
Right.
I thought this was a mad dash to the tower.
No.
Gotcha.
That is a different plan in which I can also do,
That's plan F.
but
To the tower.
the
That's
problem
the
with that
opposite
is
way.
I also I want to apologize because I used floating disc wrong a couple episodes ago. As it specifically states, if you try to make the disc go more than 3 feet away from the surface of where it is, it blinks out of existence. So the mirrored elevator technically doesn't work.
Unless it's say 3
Well,
feet above the surface.
It'll be 3 feet
If you put your
away
hand
from the
underneath.
surface. It'll just be vertical, and everything falls off of it.
Well, the other thing is that it always is.
Horizontal.
It's always where is it? It always stays level, which is the thing.
If I just could blink into existence something that was permanently horizontal and perfectly flat,
That would save
like
a lot of trouble.
oh my god, that'd be amazing.
I'm just gonna pour side everything.
So that was another plan I had, but the opposite plan was basically not take Jeremiah, have lash Todd to Krieger's back, and then spider climb invisible up to the portal. And gone.
It's doable.
It is doable.
What are the
option.
restrictions on Dimension Door again?
The restrictions on Dimension
Yeah,
Door?
you can take one willing person.
You take one willing person and objects.
Okay.
Objects can go with, and then one willing person. Well, actually, I can take somebody who isn't willing. It's just a check.
And what's the distance on Dimension Door?
720 feet. on my.
And that's farther than the portal is from the.
The portal is 1,000 feet away, I believe, is where we worked out. To the top of the tower.
Yeah, 1,000 feet up.
1,000 feet, yeah.
Okay.
Which is still equates to like. Oh, actually, I wrote this down. It's 2.5 minutes if we can go at 40 feet. It's 1.3 minutes if we can go at 60 feet, and it's 5 minutes at 20 feet. And I think it's 20 feet around.
Give yourself 25 experience for wizarding the shit out of that.
My whole lunch was just this.
Nice.
That's all I was doing. Was just like, how the fuck am I gonna get us out of this?
Just a note for Tyler's mom. It's funny because we don't track experience.
But I appreciate the amount of wizarding taking place.
Yeah.
Which is why Matt lets me dish out experience rewards for people.
So, yeah, I even
listen regularly.
Oh God, no! She thinks we're so many devils.
Oh, good.
I even
We
went to
are.
the point.
It's okay.
That was a
The
joke
devil
for
isn't
me.
really a thing.
I went to the point to find out how many feet were in a mile, which is 5,280.
Yeah.
Yes.
You
And
didn't
then
know that?
determine based on how fast the horses could go, how far I could get on the horses to the approximate 2-mile mark.
Should look up how many feet are in a yard next.
Did you factor in that horses have a run of ×5?
I did after.
There you go.
We discussed.
So the first
Proud of you
time,
both.
I assumed
Proud of
the
you
horses had run, and I checked on it, and I'm like, yep, they had
yeah,
run.
the first time it was going to be about 80% of the distance based on just the plain 50 feet. But then when he told me that, I did the calculation, and yeah, I can get like 4 miles almost in 8 minutes.
Yeah.
That was the trick. I want to be invisible.
Now here's the shit kicker. When you have all the horses up, cast haste because it increases your movement speed by 30.
Nice.
Right. And it's area effect.
So, I don't have haste.
If you hit 88 miles an hour with the horses, you can go back in time.
You really should get haste. Krieger would love you.
Look, there's a lot of spells that I should get. Anyway, basically just working out the logistics of either going up the tower, 5 minutes on the other side, moving at 360 feet per minute on the other side, depending if we're on the other side and we can do some shit like that.
Cool.
We'll still be invisible for 5 minutes after.
Nice.
But either that or horses to the pyramid and either find Shyla to get us out if we can, or talk to Hagen and maybe he would be kind enough to get us out as he specifically talked about bringing people there and back before.
There is another option. I'm not saying it's a good one.
There's a lot of options.
Kill the witch.
But
Dragon teeth. Let's do this.
you have
Have one giant wing.
you could
I can play in circles, and that's it.
A tail. What is this?
you could technically
A giant claw on the other side, so it's all upbound.
do a few invises and a handful of dimension doors. By yourself, get up to the portal, poke your head in, see what's going on the other side. Possibly come back on that side, and then get back down the tower. I'm not saying it's a good plan. I'm just saying it is another option. You could scout what's on the other side of that
I
portal.
could go scouting by myself.
Mhm.
I could do it in time, too. Because I could load up. I could only load up 3 dimension doors, though.
Mm.
Oh, wait. My bonded object would allow me to pull it back. I could do 4.
The time has come to prepare your spells.
And
Okay.
Pick your spells for the day.
that's also enough to bamf in a Z shape, so they think you're going that way. You come back this week over there, or throw them off your track if they are chasing you.
It is time
Which
for
is
Mirror to prepare his spells.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going for the horses.
Preparing spells.
Insert
my
elevator
finger
music here.
Okay. Save his plan. Save for the bet to get everybody back. I'm going to go for mounts and floating disc and invises and all that shiznit.
Okay.
But I'm not going to prepare 8 invises. I'm going to prepare 7.
And a fireball.
Yeah, and a fireball. Never know when you need a fireball.
I really hope you get to the point where you get disintegration ray.
Fireball. Okay. So, I'm going to do that, and then just so everything's clear, my last spell is going to be Invisible Me. So that I do not break my invisible, I'm invisible, and then cast shit breaking my own invisibility.
It's casting hostile spells.
Yeah.
It's
It's only hostile actions break invis unless it's greater invis, in which case it's just until duration.
Okay.
But good thought.
Yeah.
Okay. So.
Yeah. No. As a buffer, it is totally legit to just first thing invis yourself, then just walk around giving people buffs.
So, as soon as you finish off writing out, it's like, okay, burning into your brain, like this is the plan. Okay, and you stand up and you kind of steel yourself to set it in motion. You wind Krieger again for the day because he's been inert for the better part of an hour. Krieger whirs to life, and then there's an explosion.
There's an explosion?
There is.
Where?
Perception check.
27.
From the direction of the tower.
The tower, not the temple.
The tower, not the pyramid.
Just wanted to make sure.
And because you got a 27, you hear a very faint one of these. See if that works. Do work.
This video will play after the act.
Right? I'm hoping not. Come on. You suck. Come on. You're ruining it.
Buffering.
Mark this
Come on, time it.
Buffering. Should have had it prepared.
I thought I did.
Oh.
You can't minimize that.
By the way.
Just a goat sound.
Right. You hear one of these? In the distance?
Play it again because I couldn't hear it over the theatrical music.
Oh, shit.
Oh.
That worked better.
You mean Joe's morning alarm sound?
Probably.
No, but it should be.
It should be.
Oh, you'd wake up fucking stressed.
So yeah,
Alright.
you hear an explosion. Because you're suddenly alert and paying attention. You also hear very faintly that noise, following a couple more explosions.
Okay. Well. Fuck.
You just need to
Such
find
a
the
good noise.
Spellweaver's key.
Can I want to run outside. Can I see the tower?
You can see where the tower punches into the clouds,
Okay.
but you can't see the ground level.
Okay.
There's just the terrain is rough and rocky around here, but you can get to a high spot.
I have a horrible, horrible idea. Yeah, I just want to get to a high spot.
Okay,
Just find the Reaver's key. You're good.
you get up to a high enough spot, and you
It
can.
was gonna dimension door into the air.
That is a terrible idea.
Then see, and then as I'm falling, dimension door back to the whole ground.
You would have to make a concentration check.
Yeah, I know.
Feather fall is what you want.
Yeah, I know, but I don't have that spell.
What are those bat wings you were gonna make?
Right. Again, I don't have that spell.
So
Wizard better.
you get to the high spot. What you can see is one of those giant clockwork monsters that you first saw when you got here. It looks like it's stomping through the general town area at the base of the tower. You see clouds of fire and smoke erupt from the ground as the clockwork monster is firing cannons into the ground at the cultists. It looks like it rears up and stomps its foot on something, probably a building, but you can't quite tell from here. But the thing is large enough that you can clearly make it out from a couple miles away like you are.
Okay.
Fuck.
I kind of want to go that way. But I am no good in a fight. Right now.
Quote unquote, right now.
Right now. So,
Right now, meaning his friends aren't there to help him. Because that's how he gets things done.
By help him, you carry him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
does your back hurt? My
Who's
back is
carrying
fucking
who right
killing
fucking
me.
now, by the
Well,
way?
he's
Krieger's
carrying
carrying
me.
everybody.
Krieger's
And
carrying Todd and
Jeremiah.
Jeremiah.
No.
Soon you'll have
Robot
to find
Krieger.
something.
Okay.
T100 Krieger.
I'm gonna head towards that
Okay.
fucking mechanical thing.
On him out.
Yeah, I'll take one.
Um,
I always gain weight when I come over here. Thank you, sir.
Let's make it very hard.
Please.
Oh, Mom says hi, by the way. Gave her an update on the meal
Apocalypse.
On the meal situation.
Yeah.
She actually said, "Fuck that guy."
They're right. So, we're heading in that direction. Mounted or unmounted?
unmounted.
Okay.
I already rolled the dice.
So it's going to take, it's 2 miles, so it's going to take the better part of 20 to 30 minutes. It's rough terrain, so traveling on foot is...
That's fine. Yeah, as we continue, I just kind of want to keep a track, if I can, of either the big thing, or if I can't see
Oh,
it,
you can keep track
just,
of
like,
the big
hear
thing.
it, whatever, and then keep going.
Okay.
It's like full on
Don't do any
attacking
quests
the
in this
tower,
area.
though, right?
It is attacking the
Okay.
area surrounding the tower right now.
Okay, but it's... Okay, I want to make sure that if it starts attacking the tower, that wherever it starts attacking the tower at, I am not... We are not in range of the tower falling on us.
Sure.
That's what I... It's 1,000-foot power. Not that I'm within 1,000 feet yet, but like...
Just make sure to use the, what is it, the Covenant? Or what was the movie?
No,
We have
it's
one
the
more option.
Prometheus.
School of Prometheus.
Yeah, Prometheus School
of
of
running
Running Away from Things.
Yeah, exactly.
Also twisted.
One more option we have. If this thing is attacking the area around the tower, it's probably attacking some of those priests around the tower.
Yeah, but
It
they'll
might
be
kill
dead.
one or two.
Yeah.
We can get one and bring it to
She
the...
wants
doesn't want a
living.
dead one. She wants it alive.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would have been way fucking easier if we just killed the thing.
Yeah.
Anyway,
It's almost like things get harder as you level up.
Mhm.
almost.
It's almost like I'm trying to give a challenge to the group.
Why would you do that? Just give us free experience and loot.
So, yeah.
Isn't that nice?
All right,
Weird
next
challenge.
adventure, honey heist. Let's do this.
Yay! We're gonna steal candy from the babies.
Oh.
Hang on, sorry.
Candy from babies just gave Meard an idea. I don't want to know.
Oh gosh. Transmute monster to fetus.
Okay,
That's an
Speaking of
amazing
Andy,
spell.
I would like to summon the horses now.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to summon the horses, and I'm gonna put... Can I put Jeremiah and Todd on the same
Yeah.
horse? Just like lash them on there,
Mhm.
and then do the lead?
They're saddlebags.
Yeah.
What is that app where you swipe left and right?
Tinder.
I specifically wanted to double check.
I mean,
I can have
I'm
those
married,
horses.
I don't know.
I have those horses for 16 hours
Nice.
straight.
So, Tinder, Bumble, OkCupid, Plenty of Fish, etc., etc.
Grinder.
All of them are terrible. None of them work.
Dakota said he's back to grinding.
Grinder. Tell
I
him
said,
Grinder.
get off your gay Tinder app and study.
There you go.
So yeah, I'm gonna summon the 3 mounts and go.
Cool. So 3 mounts.
No invis, just the mounts.
One mount that has a dead body and a sleeping body lashed to either side of it for balance.
Which
Yeah.
one's on top?
They're
To the
like-
sides.
Okay.
Another one with mechanical Krieger. That horse is kind of sagging in the middle. And then one at the front with Meard and his hood and goggles. Riding at best possible speed. Dun, 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 dun.
Where does the Lone Ranger take his garbage? To the dump, to the dump, to the dump, 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 to the dump, to the dump, to the dump, dump, dump.
You can't pluralize the Lone Ranger.
If you're plural, you're not lone.
Okay, so yeah, and then basically when we're approximately 600 feet out of like
Mhm.
the camp, or you know what I mean. I want to like lash the horses up there.
Okay. It's fun to do. So yeah,
It's great. When I look over, I see the goblin.
perfect. So yeah, as you get definitely close to where you could see where you guys had tried to infiltrate the first time, most of the buildings are not even on fire. They're just scattered rubble.
Okay.
Some of them have been clearly stepped on by this thing. There are bodies strewn about and fragmented all over the ground.
Does it look like it's being driven?
Make a. I'll give you 2 choices: sense motive or knowledge engineering.
Engineering.
Today's session brought to you by Michael Bay.
Engineering is 23.
It looks like it's being driven.
Nice. Can I tell where it's being driven from? Like, would I assume it's like in the chest or in the head?
Right now, you just see its back because you decided, because you have a reasonable intelligence. Also, it just travels pretty quickly.
It's in the crotch.
Yeah. No, you decided to kind of cut in behind it where the path of destruction has already been kind of dealt out. Because
Okay.
if you're in front of it, you are now in the destruction, and that's not where you want to be.
Right.
It's the opposite of a
That's
piece
the
of
opposite of what you want.
So yeah, you came in behind it, so you can't see where if there's a cockpit, you don't know where it is.
Okay. I would like to try to cast a message at its chest.
Okay.
Yeah, but I need to be within 180 feet of it.
Okay.
Of its chest. So-
Sure.
So I want to try to.
So you're gonna
cast
get
it
up close to this thing.
to behind it,
Right.
and yeah, I want to try to point or cast on. I'm trying to aim for Shyla, essentially. Is my idea here.
Okay.
As she's destroying shit.
You ducking between rubble and craters and behind dead bodies. Yeah, you can manage to get up really close to it. The sound is deafening. But you cast message and point at the chest.
Shyla, are you destroying the tower? That's it.
You can reply. You can respond to this message.
Nice.
God, that's so funny to me for some reason. Sam Riegel's a genius. You get a response of, "Dude, I'm a little busy here. I don't quite know how this works, but it's working."
That's fine. That's fine. Almost everybody in my party is dead. We're desperate to get out of here, so that's fine. I'm behind you.
Smooth move, genius.
Yeah, well, I didn't make them dead. They made them dead.
Sounds like a you problem. I got my own up here.
I know. What can I do to help? I don't know how much help I can be right now, but what can I do?
You trying to help? Well, I don't. How are you going to help this?
I don't know.
Maybe you're by yourself?
Well, I've got a mechanical Krieger and an unconscious body and a dead body. It's been a long couple days.
So
day. It's been a long day.
Yeah.
It's one day.
Yeah, it's been a day. So
It's been a fucking
the
day.
like the clockwork gargantuan. I should really come up with a name for this thing.
Like a reaver of some kind.
Yeah, some sort of
Fell.
the clockwork reaver. It's not
Clockwork
Fell. It's
Reaver.
the clockwork reaver. While previously articulating, constantly firing cannon shells. As you say, it's been a long day. It pauses for a second.
It turns.
No, it just pauses for a second, and you can feel the facepalm through
Right.
the clockwork mechanisms,
Dude.
and then it resumes stomping and punching, grabbing things, throwing them. There's actually a cultist that lands about 10 feet from you, and just kind of splat is not a strong enough term.
Nice. Perfect. Okay. Good. This is good.
Look, here, I'm taking this tower down, so if you're trying to get up it, you better go quick.
I'm not trying to get up it. I just need somebody who can get us the fuck out of this plane of existence.
It's not me, bud.
How did you... I thought you had a spell. How did you get the spell to me that got us here?
I had a scroll. I tweaked it.
How are you planning to get back then?
Through the portal.
Up top?
Yeah.
Fuck. Why are you destroying the tower then?
I haven't thought that part out yet.
You hear her go, fuck, it's been a long day for me.
Do you know what's on the other side of the portal?
Nope.
Fuck!
Better than this place.
Oh god, okay. Shit.
Look, you can keep the Demon Lord thing busy so I can help, so I can take care of the rest of this down here. I think it'll be a good help.
Demon Lord. You mean at the top?
Yeah.
Fuck! You understand I'm alone right now, right?
You have a giant clockwork monstrosity Krieger thingy, you said.
I've got a Krieger thing who can't do anything with his weapons.
You didn't mention that part.
Well,
she can dispel polymorph. Or wake him up.
do you have an ability? Can you get rid of a sleep enchantment?
Just slap him in the face.
I tried that. I also set him on fire.
Well, you're thorough.
Yes.
I love this.
Or can you break... Krieger is a construct. He literally is a mechanical construct, like these things you're destroying.
I have an idea.
Okay.
Get between my legs.
Fuck it, sure.
Not
I get between my legs. We all go.
Yeah, you guys all run. This.
We're riding.
You're
No,
right.
I tied up the horses.
Yeah, you guys are all
We're
running.
all on foot.
Luckily,
Okay.
it's not actually actively walking forward, so you can actually get up to it. Mostly, it's big sweeps of fists and kicking, and that left arm, which is mostly cannon, is just laying down pain.
Wish Hound was here. That was an idea.
There was an idea. Joe just had an idea. So she's destroying the tower. We're between her legs. How close are we to the tower?
About 400 feet.
How long would it take me to tie... Fuck.
Cast Spider Walk on the Reaver.
How
Had the
long
Reaver
would it-
go up.
How long would it take me to tie Todd to Krieger's back? Like,
Not long at all, like
okay.
10 seconds.
Okay. I want to tie Todd to Krieger's back, and I'm going to have a quick glance at Jeremiah's dead body and go, I am really sorry.
I'll come back for you!
And then I'm going to invisible us and use my 2 scrolls of spider climb that I totally forgot I had. And I'm going to cast that on Krieger and myself, and I'm going to tell Shyla that we're heading for the portal.
Great. This might help. And roll a d4 for me.
She's gonna kick us up the tower. A D4?
41. You don't have one.
I don't have one out. It's the one.
Here, you want me to do it?
Yeah, do it. That is a 1.
Nice.
You're fired.
A metal flask thuds into the dirt in front of you.
I grab it. What is this for?
Give it to one of your mooks.
Like, make him drink it?
Yeah.
I give it to Krieger. Can I do that? Krieger can't drink shit though, right? Okay, I give it to Todd then. Sorry, I'm thinking a lot of shit at the same time. I give it to Krieger.
Nice.
Or, sorry, to Todd.
It's a very complicated day.
Do what I point at, not what I say.
He's sleeping.
You okay? You say, here you go, and he doesn't take it.
I don't know what to do with this.
You can make him. You could force the
Yeah,
potion down his throat.
But don't drown him.
Give me a heal check. It's a heal check, right?
Ooh.
What'd you roll?
Hang on. 17.
Okay. You do not drown Todd.
Perfect.
Yay! I'm not drowned. Yet.
Yep.
Yet.
So.
I love how that stopped.
Right?
Great timing.
So, here's the fun part.
You say that it's the fun part,
It is.
but I feel like it's the fun part for you.
It is. It's not entirely me being a dick to Nick, but it also is entirely me being a dick to Nick.
Perfect.
Hey guys, how's it going?
I love this part.
So,
I love this part. It's my favorite
Todd
part of every episode.
wakes up. Currently lashed to Krieger.
Okay, so it is actually wake up. Not you wake up, you're in a jungle full of candy and
No.
peppermint.
You hear explosions. You smell war. You smell war. You hear war.
Smell war. And
Some smells.
However,
and it never changes.
Some smells never change.
however,
That bitch won't shower.
however, your intrinsic tie to Gorham
Don't take that away from me.
is currently numbed. You know it's there. Like when you go to the dentist, you know your tongue is still in your mouth, but you can't quite manipulate it in the way you normally want to.
It's like that demon thingy.
Just flip the off switch.
Okay, I would like everybody to look at the fucking computer at how loud that was, even with me turning it almost all the way down.
Yeah, that's the
And
reason.
turning the mics around.
Yeah.
Anyway,
You got 10 minutes. Climb on. And
Go.
you see the large right hand scoop down and kind of rest on the ground as the cannon arm is just blasting away, providing covering fire.
perfect. Let's go, people.
I've played this game before.
Krieger, come on.
Somewhere.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
How am I lashed to Krieger's back?
With ropes.
Well, yeah, but is it
Like cross, like
is it
star.
like across my chest?
It would be like this and around.
Okay,
Like
so
I
can still-
fucking 4-point harnessed you to his
Okay,
back.
but like
C-3PO.
my arms aren't down. Perfect.
No, yeah, your
Let's
arms
just stay like
and legs are. You're a baby, man. This is
I'm
what
okay
you
with that.
got.
5-point.
I draw my sword.
Something like four.
Okay. Todd draws his sword where he is.
Ah!
Cool.
And we're invisible. I did cast.
Where did my sword
invisibility.
go? Where did my eyelids go? I can't blink. Guys.
So, you guys climb on the hand?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I yell because she can't see us. We're on.
You get a message.
Yeah.
The hand picks you up, and you guys very, very rapidly ascend into the air. Like, within half a second, you're a couple hundred feet off the ground. With another half a second, you pass the head where you can see its face is somewhat blown out, and you can actually make out Shyla kind of manipulating all sorts of weird levers, gears, and contraptions, fighting for her life, trying to figure this shit out while sparks are shooting off in every direction. At this point, you can also see all of the flaming arrows, torches, and random spell effects that are being flung at this creature, trying to bring it down from the cultists.
Can somebody tell me, or if they know offhand, or give me a book for shield? What's the distance on it, or is it touch?
Touch.
Okay, never mind.
You
Okay.
rapidly ascend
Forgot about
past that, and you can see her look up at you guys. She nods at Meard, but doesn't really have a free hand to do anything else with.
Are you invisible?
Yeah, we're all invisible.
She still nods because she knows
Yeah.
you're in the hand.
She knows.
I
Right?
wasn't sure if you were still visible.
Yeah.
The Reaver takes 2 steps towards the tower to make it the rest of the way.
Okay.
The other 400 feet. This thing is, well, I believe I said 200 to 300 feet tall, regardless. So it reaches its huge arm up overhead to get you at least halfway up this thing, and it kind of the fingers close around a bit, but not enough so it's a full fist.
Mm-hmm.
And she just punches the side of the clock tower. Like the fist plunges in. You can hear screams of cultists and some smaller voices as well, screaming in terror, pain, probably death.
Well, they shouldn't have been there.
And you guys are deposited about halfway up the tower.
Okay. Okay.
At this point, you also see a large green beam descend from what was likely the very top to hit the shoulder, and you see several pistons and joints just corrode and decay almost immediately. and the arm like starts jerking in your hand. So you pretty much have to jump off now, or yeah.
Yeah, we jump off. Everybody off! Krieger, go on!
The arm recedes, and it starts kind of having that weird mechanical, like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do, so I'm just going to sit here and jerk.
Perfect.
That hydraulics do, you know.
So we're halfway up the tower, but we're in the tower.
Yes.
Okay. So, spider climb. Can I do my thing on Krieger and then me?
Yeah.
Okay. Cast spider climb on the two of us, and we start hauling ass the rest of the way up.
Nice.
Up to the portal.
Cool. So, you guys make the climb. And you are still invisible?
Yeah.
Excellent. So, give me stealth checks.
Plus 20 while moving.
Yes. You too.
I'm not going anywhere.
Yep.
Right.
Shit.
But noise.
Yeah, that's not
You're
good.
fine.
That's not good at all.
Going for me too.
That's still
Yes, please.
I'll never make.
Rolled a 10, so 8?
Plus 20.
28.
28.
5.
25. Unless your stealth check is negative 15.
No.
So 28, 25, and 30 something.
Yeah, like 34.
Okay. So you guys very quickly Spider-Man your way up the side. Like a spider pig.
Yep. And
Portal! Right. You climb, you see two more green beams fire down at the Reaver. Two of them, or both of them, hit its right knee, and it starts to kind of collapse.
From what? What shot them?
up at the
Something
top.
up at the top. I would
Oh.
like a spellcraft check from Mr. Meard,
Can I also make a spellcraft?
by all means.
Nice.
24.
Look.
17 plus spellcraft, 15, 30, 42, 32.
Those were 3 disintegration spells.
Shit. God.
I start mentally,
Doing the math.
Yeah, I start counting.
Stay or go.
Wait, try it. Try that.
Okay.
I mean, go, but wait at the portal.
Okay. Well, we're at the portal.
Oh.
No, you guys are still on the way up. That this
Oh,
happens.
okay. This happens on our way up.
The
Okay.
Reaver collapses to one knee, and what's the range on message?
180 feet.
Okay, you are well out of range in that
Okay.
case. But you see that with the remaining leg, Shyla seems to try to launch the Reaver into the air and just crash into the tower with a shoulder check. And it seems to be effective. Give me a perception check.
24.
24 is enough. You can see that she kind of leaps off and throws a grappling hook to try to catch on to one of the floors, like the open exposed areas of the tower. She manages to grapple on, and you see her like free climbing up a rope to get to, up to an actual floor of the tower.
Where I can see her do this?
Yeah, you see her launch herself off.
How far away is she from me?
By now, it's like about 350 feet up the tower. You guys are almost at you're pretty much at the cloud layer. So she's 400 feet below you.
Perfect. I would like to dimension door to her.
Okay.
And then as soon as I have her, or as soon as I'm there, I'm going to just tell her, like, hang on. And then I'm going to dimension door us back up to where I was.
Nice. Very cool.
I like it.
So much cooler.
I
if you
did
sent
load
Krieger
4
down to go
dimension
get her,
doors today.
Then I could come with me if you want to live.
Yeah, but that will take an hour.
With me swinging a sword on your back. I'm a backpack of death.
Yeah.
I am not just luggage.
Where the fuck did my pencil go? Fuck it. I know I used to.
Yep.
It's a pen. There's a pencil over there, an orange one.
Yeah. I'm good. I got it. So, yeah. Dimension door down, grab her, dimension door back up,
Awesome.
and we are all together. And then I also invisible her as soon as we get back up.
Okay. Nick. It's been a long time.
That was a nice Sheldon-esque sigh, by the way.
What?
Sheldon from
Big Bang Theory.
Big Bang Theory.
Oh, right. It's
So glad I've never watched that show.
I used to.
yeah. I used to.
It used to be fun.
I haven't watched it since 2010.
I watched one episode and it looked fucking retarded.
I
there was
enjoyed
some-
it early
there was some
on.
funny
It just
shit.
kind of got.
And after, oddly enough, after the cast hooks up, it goes to shit. Because the fun is the sexual tension, not the breakup.
Speaking of
and
Spider-Man walk, do you guys see the Venom trailer?
Yeah.
No. I am deliberately avoiding it.
Looks
No.
awesome.
No.
wanna
No,
see
it
it.
doesn't. It looks shit.
I want to
I-
like it.
It's going to be better than the last one.
It's
I
gonna be
guarantee
on par with Aquaman. That's for sure.
It's still better than the last one.
It's gonna be great.
I want to like it a lot.
It's gonna be awesome.
So bad. You better not have any spider powers.
Really, really awesome. I just hope Venom says, "With great power comes great responsibility," just to piss everybody off.
That'd be amazing.
Just to piss off
Or-
every single Spider-Man fan in the world, I want Venom to say the fucking line that hasn't been said right since Tobey Maguire.
Really? They haven't said it right?
Nope.
I never know.
In Amazing Spider-Man, he never said it. They did this weird, like, drawn-out, big word roundabout thing to say it. And then specifically when they were talking to the new one, they asked him about Homecoming way before Homecoming. It's like, but the line's in there, right? Because everybody was so pissed off about the Andrew Garfield one. And he's like, of course the line's in there. It's Spider-Man's line. Never showed up in the fucking movie, and everybody lost their shit.
I don't see why that's such a big deal.
Yeah. Well, and in Civil War, he like when Tony's talking to him, he goes, "When you can do something, like when the bad things happen, and you don't do anything when you can, that means the bad things happen because of you." It's like, you still didn't say it. You didn't say it. Why would you not say it? That's Spider-Man's line.
They'll do like they did to the Cap with Avengers, and then they'll go, and then just cut the black.
Yeah, with great response or with great power. End of movie.
I gives, like, I don't know, I don't put that much importance on what Bryce has to say.
Why? I don't really care. I just think it would
Okay,
be funny
sorry,
to piss
I
everybody
just
off.
don't understand why people get pissed off about it. The internet's weird, man.
Right?
I don't get it.
Anyway,
Train's back on the tracks now.
Is it?
Yes.
I'm ready to kill some bitch as a backpack.
Yep, you are.
I'm like a midget. Slowly strangling Krieger.
We
Midget trying to bring you
Krieger doesn't
down.
breathe right now.
That's true. That's why it's so hard.
give me 1 moment.
No.
Cool.
There is no moment, only Zool.
Or something like that.
Yeah, it's not quite how that works.
I see you.
I foresee you.
Okay. So, you guys make it to the top.
We go to the top? Or
Well-
to the portal? Or are they one and the same?
Is there another one over here somewhere? Yeah, you make it to, well, the portal was just a couple of stories down from the very top.
Oh, okay.
Um,
So I want to go to the portal. Fuck the bitch at the top.
Okay. so, funny you mentioned that.
We're gonna have to fuck the bitch.
You get to the, from the outside, you get to the area where the portal is. This one is basically 4 columns of like the 4 corners of the tower, and then there's a large, kind of a spiraling staircase around either side of this platform, dead set in the middle, and then a glowing archway with a fuzzy, amorphous portal in the center of it. There are 2 staircases that go down, that sink down into the floor that lead below, and there is, and they continue upward as well. So it's kind of the way it's built also makes it seem kind of like intricate spring work inside of a clock.
Mm-hmm.
So it does fit that warped kind of theme that's going on here. But it is mostly open to the air, though. The whole floor at this level is about 150 feet in diameter. And the area outside, because you're now just above the cloud layer, you're about 100 feet above the clouds, so it's just kind of a hazy, brownish sky above, brown cloud layer below, it's kind of roiling, and you could see plumes of black smoke kind of mixing in and joining with the brown smoke, or the brown clouds. It's really windy up here. And as you guys kind of breach or kind of leverage yourselves up onto the floor and kind of get yourself situated, the ceiling begins to kind of seem to almost melt.
But
And Charlie's ruining everything. That's better. So
I use message on Todd and Shyla and just say, "What the fuck is that?"
So as the ceiling begins to melt, it begins to sprout.
Question: Does it look like hallucination melting?
No,
Melting because of acid or melting from heat? Because those are
Let me-
three
let me finish.
distinct.
it looks like the metal itself is beginning to melt. However, you quickly realize that it's not the ceiling itself, because it just something seems to be oozing out of it.
Okay.
But that first impression was kind of melty. The
Like that liquid coming through a bunch
exactly,
of pores.
yeah.
Yeah.
The mass begins to sprout long tendrils that kind of start to form into chains, and the main bulk of it kind of starts to kind of come to a point, and it also looks like it's mostly made of brass, but there's also some of that darkened flesh, like the priests down at the ground level also had. You can see a face begin to form, a clock face begin to form, as numbers begin to appear, and 3 different hands sprout off from a central point. All 13 numbers on there, and then in this case above that is that large gaping mouth, similar to the priests down below, where it just kind of hangs open with those long, almost clear deep sea fish type of teeth.
Great.
It's like super
And
awesome.
the end of it, or the tip of it, kind of just barely grazes the portal. You can see little flecks of magic sparking off of it, almost violently.
But it's not.
It's not going into the portal, but it's just barely
Above it.
great. Yeah, it's hanging. The thing is hanging directly above the portal, and it comes to a point just as the very border of the portal itself. So little flecks of magic are.
And this is above the portal.
Yes.
For some reason, I had like the boss from Borderlands, where it was like partly in the portal, or
Nope.
like right in front of the portal.
Gotcha. No, this is hanging directly above it.
Okay. I would like to take this opportunity to
Untie yourself from Krieger.
to say that
Might be smart.
I would like to pull the dagger from my boot and cut the ropes. Sorry,
That's fine.
Damaging your ropes.
Fine, I don't give a
I
shit.
don't want to be a backpack right now.
I want to get the fuck out
Although
of
it could be
this
cool, we
business.
could spin. While I'm attacking here, you can attack there.
They can't flank us.
Like Alien Resurrection, remember?
No,
no one saw
like
it.
Clash of the Titans.
I'm gonna go back to sleep.
Okay. Good night.
Or take that dagger, stab myself in
So
the
you have 8 minutes left of consciousness. It took about 2 minutes to climb up the rest of the way.
Am I aware of this?
No,
Okay, then don't.
Nick is.
Don't give that to me.
Meard is also
First
aware.
you take my
I'm
gun.
aware.
So Shiloh's, he's got 10 minutes.
Okay. I tell Todd that he has 8 minutes left.
We got 8 minutes to do this shit.
Are we fighting or are we running? I'm messaging to them, not yelling out loud.
That is very hard to pick up, because in your minds, you hear, "Mortals."
Where?
Are you a god?
Yep.
Yep.
I'll say yes.
You dare attack me in my tower?
I didn't. It was a giant monster. Didn't you see it?
Smarmy. Excellent.
I'd like to charge.
Okay.
And I'm going to yell, "There's no time!"
There's always time.
Oh, nice.
And initiatives, please.
Then
This,
die.
this,
I wanted a little gozerish.
It's good. I like it.
this is the first time I have yelled, "There's no time," and charged through a room when there actually wasn't
no-
time. Usually that's my entrance strategy for getting into a high
This is a
security area.
horrible, horrible thing.
13.
I'll just so you know. She's just at the top.
Swastika?
Shavaska.
Shabaska.
Shavaska.
I thought it also said.
It's Shavaska. It's not swastika. Just because it's on your mind.
Craig Schweitzer.
Mhm.
I've got an 11.
Nice. 13.
I still want an answer, by the way. Are we running or fighting?
Tell me
I
what
just
to do.
charged.
The thing or like
Quicker
to the
thing.
portal?
13.
Okay.
Don't pull a Tyler. Tell me what to do.
No, I got you.
17.
Nice.
Thank you. I have two very important mechanical questions before we get into them.
Mm-hmm.
One, did I count as resting for a night for hit point gains during
Yes.
my sleepy nap time?
Yes, you did.
Guys, good news.
And you were also healed before,
Okay.
because you were healed for like 11 out of the 18 that you got burned for.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I was 7 then.
Sure.
But
But now you're
That-
full.
Did I heal any?
I mended
no,
you.
He mended you to full.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
the
Fuck
other
yeah.
mechanical
He's mentioned that twice now.
I got you, bro. I got you.
I didn't
Do
hear you.
I always
I
keep the people I care
technically-
about alive.
gain spells from worshipping a deity.
That is an interesting question.
Yes, it is. Am I just locked out of the spells, or am I currently not granted spells?
You basically have a very neutered version of anti-magic aura.
Do I technically gain spells from a deity that I worship?
Yes,
Okay then,
but you cannot cast them.
that's fine.
Okay.
Because that means that Weapon of the Chosen still works.
Yes. So yeah, like I said, the
Fucking
connection's there, but no, you
rage.
can't really.
Yeah.
And you don't have access to your spells.
If I
or
stop
or-
gaining
yeah.
spells from a deity, that entire feat chain
Does
goes
Patrick
away.
win?
Right, no, you still have all
Listening?
that.
Okay, I just wanted to double check.
Sure.
Patrick started listening today. That's what he just texted me.
Nice.
Which I was gonna shame him and be like, dude, text her in game? What the fuck? But that's fine.
So yeah, I charge.
You charge. However, everyone's kind of aware of what's going on.
Yeah, it's not really a surprise.
So, Shavaska is going to go first
Ah,
because she's the demon lord of time.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
And she's
So,
gonna go second.
As soon as you said she's at the top, I was like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so basically, as you begin to charge, you see that the hands on her face,
fucking Chromie.
a little bit, yeah, they kind of reorient themselves,
But, like,
and you find yourself a little bit back from where you started, so like you're a step back, but you're still in full charge motion.
It's like one of
You
those
had to do like
twisted
cat.
dreams.
Oh.
Yes,
Smash.
like you lunge forward, but you find yourself just behind where you just were.
Yeah.
As a brass chain lashes itself in your direction.
I make a mental note before the pain starts that
Okay.
this is a fucking great way to do cardio.
That's true.
No one's invented the treadmill.
So, she takes up a space about 20 foot radius. She's very large.
this seems like a good time to use
Yes,
the cord.
definitely good. So you guys are at the edge. It's 150 foot diameter. So you have about 50 feet of movement before you get to where you can hit her.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
doable.
you are 75 feet from the portal at the center.
Krieger,
Yes.
Robo Krieger, just remember, when taking the charge action, yes, you have to move in a straight line. Yes, you only get a single attack. Yes, you have to move at least 10 feet. But you also get to move twice your normal movement speed. Yeah.
So,
That came off
You
my
got rid of
nose.
penis face.
Okay.
about damn time.
So she's in.
Psychokma?
So we have a portal.
Mm-hmm.
The portal's in the center.
Yes.
Use the whole board.
Use the whole board.
Yeah. I'm working on it.
Use the board, Joe.
So yeah.
That's a great Obi-Wan, actually.
Thank you. I've never done Obi-Wan before.
It's fun when you just like, I could do that voice. Awesome.
Okay. Portal.
I expected
She
not
is
him.
where?
She is hanging directly above it.
She's above the portal.
Yes,
always
and
is
she
more
at,
often.
at the top, she's like 20
Only
feet
during game.
in radius from the center. So just kind of do like a weird stalactite hanging down.
Okay. So
I've
she's
done my sword.
hanging.
Yeah.
I've done my sword.
And then we are in front of the portal.
It's basically square, 150 foot diameter. Well, that's not how diameter works, but like 150 foot from end to
I said it
end.
was pretty
Right.
And so you guys
sure he
can
gets
climb
that
up
a lot,
one side,
but-
whichever one you want. If you want to do it from the bottom to make it seem more interesting, by all means.
Yeah. We'll do it that way.
And he'll do it a meet and greet afterwards.
So just draw like the edges, and each from center to edge is 75 feet.
Hey, Schwarzenegger did a good job after Gray Davis. Yeah, he laid a lot of
And then she
groundwork
has a
for
20 foot
recovery.
radius.
Because Gray Davis.
So-
said everything.
This is gonna suck.
Yeah, it is.
So the brass chain
It'd be awesome if I was human Krieger.
whips out and actually lashes you across the throat.
Hey, that's mine.
It is yours. It's going to make a grapple check, and it's going to roll a 19 on the grapple check.
That's pretty
I'm
high.
guessing she has a pretty good bonus.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah.
Um,
I have a 26.
26? Okay.
Human
Yeah, she has more than a 7
Get
grab.
you out.
Is that good?
But figures.
Perfect.
Cool.
God damn it.
So, as the chain wraps around you, you feel your muscles constrict. Luckily, she only does 6 points of strength damage to you as she critically hits you.
My God.
She crit you. So the chain
Did
just
6 or 60?
6.
Strength damage.
Oh,
damage.
So the chain
You
wraps
know,
around your throat 2 or 3 times
his
and then
main
just clenches
stat.
down, and you could feel your muscles just start to seize, and as she just wants to completely entrap you.
Krieger sees this and a bolt just falls out of his rear.
Nice.
Punk.
However, this chain is a part of her, and let's see, she's also going to pull you 10 feet closer, just because.
Of course.
She can, because that's great.
Yeah.
Which brings us to your turn.
Great. Stand by one second.
Sure.
Practical effects. Make it cool.
Could I have told Krieger to attack her in
Yes.
the beginning? Okay.
Well, if
Or do I need to wait for my turn to yell at it?
it's a free action to yell,
Okay.
give an order, you have the key on you still, so you're fine.
Yeah.
Unless you left it at the
Kill.
bottom, which sucks.
Yeah.
Kill.
Krieger, kill the clock, bitch!
There you go.
I had to make a couple math notes.
Noted.
No.
It's not like I use strength at all.
And it's just wrapped around your throat,
So I'm
so you're not pinned. So I would still let you make an attack on the chain.
okay. So I'm not grappled. I'm lassoed.
Yeah.
I know what I'm gonna do.
Because I can't remember the actual term.
Right.
Yeah.
Entangled, I think, would be a good word for it, but not
Sort of.
kind of, sort of.
Um,
It's going to prevent you from moving. Well, you can move toward her if you want
Yeah.
to. That's
um,
fine.
So I have a copper chain,
Brass.
brass, even better.
Mhm.
I have a sword that drips acid.
You do have that.
That's a soft metal.
It is.
I am upset.
You are.
I'm going to charge that bitch.
Okay. I'll still let you do that. Why not?
Okay.
Question for the DM:
Yes.
Is she fleshy or mechanical?
Yes.
She's like a board.
There
Got
are
it.
parts of her seem to have that same brass structure
Okay.
of the clock tower, but then other parts of it seem fleshy like the priests have been, where they're mostly mouth and tentacle and bleh.
Can I see where the chain is extruding from her body?
One of them. Well, many of
The
them.
one around me.
Yes.
Okay, I can see that extrusion.
Sure.
That's where I want to attack.
Okay.
If I don't break the chain, I want to at least destroy its anchor.
Makes sense.
Oh, goodness me. That is a 14, 26.
Hits.
I almost crit.
Wow.
And the damage is -4.
Ooh, fuck. Holy
That's
shit.
quite a few
What level are you guys
sixes.
right now?
What?
What level are you guys right now?
8.
Okay.
20, 29, 31, 34, 39, 49, 52.
Nice.
You've done in game so far?
Will you tell me the dice rolling app that you have? And is it
52?
free?
Dice and dragons.
52, 5 is acid.
Okay.
Does the acid matter?
Doesn't seem to.
Okay, then I won't bother noting.
Dice and dragons.
Okay. Because I'm going to put my Vital Strike stuff on my phone.
Sure. If you whatever you want to do. Cool. Is that all you're gonna do?
Yeah,
You charge. Yeah. So Krieger, you're up.
Is he still grappled? By the
Yes.
chain? And he's right next to me there?
He's charged in.
Okay. And
So even though he was like fighting against the thing wrenching on its neck, he still charges through and.
I would like to rush up to the base of her, or it,
Okay.
him,
It's about 50 feet away.
and I would like to sunder the chain
Cool.
right
Make
where
this-
he attacked it.
Make a CMB check. Do you have improved sunder?
I do.
You do.
I
Then
do.
I will make an attack roll.
Yep.
So go ahead and make your sunder check.
And you get a bonus to Sunders.
Yeah, but I don't know what it is.
+2
You have it written down right there.
Oh,
or +4 or something. I don't know.
fuck. That's it.
Well, I wrote it down right there, really.
So it's just the roll plus 2.
Plus your CMB.
Oh,
So it's the roll plus 15
That's not bad.
for Sunder.
got it. So 21.
You try to get a good hit on the
Aw.
chain, but because it seems to be supernaturally powerful, you don't like cut through it. Well, actually, you're using your claws,
Claws, yeah.
so you try to like just grab and snap it, but it's even with all your strength, this thing does not seem to budge, and scratching at it doesn't seem to cause the effect that you want. At least, not with this particular attempt. It's also very wriggly, so it's almost
Okay.
tentacular in
And
nature.
I within arm's reach of her then?
Oh yeah. Well,
Um,
to be fair, you've been in arm's reach of her this whole time. She reached out and grabbed him
She is
from where you were.
a-
Reach out and touch Todd.
for my second attack, I would just like to hit her.
Okay. You moved, and
I moved to her to where the chain.
yeah, and then you sundered. So that's your
Oh,
move
fuck,
in.
you're right.
Yeah.
Never mind, my bad.
It's all good. It's all good.
We are both now next to her.
Yes. Brings us to Shyla. Shyla.
Were you on the same side or?
Yeah.
Like,
He tried to sunder the chain he was grabbed by.
okay.
Make me human.
So they're like next to her. Not-
Yeah, like right up in her shit.
Okay. That's a portal,
Nice.
not a shark.
You weren't able to find this one?
Sure.
That sucks.
Shyla takes
Android.
a little metal contraption out of her belt and snaps it and throws it on the ground, and a cloud of black smoke just kind of envelops a 20-foot area around you and her.
Okay.
So there's a nice little fog cloud going up.
Sweet.
I'll get us some cover, but I don't. This is fucked. This is fucked.
Yeah, I know.
Brings us to Mir.
Alright, I would like to cast Fireball
That's reasonable.
behind her, but
That's
like
plenty of
hitting
room.
her.
Plenty
Yeah.
of room.
Okay.
She's gonna make a reflex save.
Yep.
No.
Okay. It's good to hear. Alright, so
I'm gonna
how many fucking dice do I need again?
let me make a suggestion for you. You feel your blood wanting to boil.
I want to use Temper Staff.
Okay. So I want to remind you that it was there because last time.
I only got 2 shots with this thing,
Yeah.
so. Alright. We're gonna roll What is it? How many extra dice do I roll?
It's half again.
Half again.
So however many dice you roll,
And then half that.
half that
Okay.
again. So if it's 8d6, it's 12d6.
Okay, so 13,
Significantly less than his roll.
15, 27, 30. Wait, 34.
Okay.
And then 4, 8, 9, 14. So 48.
48 points of damage brings us to an even 100 damage in round 1.
Hey! We're kicking ass mathematically.
Maybe.
Quite a bit.
Yeah.
Considering I didn't even do anything.
And I'm just gonna stay where I am.
Okay.
Neither did
Um,
she.
I'm mentally high five Mir.
So a roiling,
It's just one of those.
almost ooze-like fireball launches out of the puff of black smoke and just careens into Shavasca's core and begins to drip onto the ground with like little sizzling pops on the brass floor. And Shavasca shrieks in pain and kind of recoils. The chain around your neck tightens briefly just out of a reflex.
Harder, baby.
I would like to yell something after I hit it. Move, bitch! I just want to go home! That's it.
Your time's up.
I ain't got time for this.
That's just lazy writing.
Time to go.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
You have all the time I give you.
Tick.
Your home is
Deadpool comes
here.
through the fourth wall. That's just lazy
It's
writing.
just lazy writing.
Sorry, my banter isn't good enough for Krieger.
Joe would be pissed if you spit soda on his mic.
He would. Tell me to buy another one.
Why can't you hear Krieger anymore in the game? Well,
Yeah, no. He's soft spoken now. He found Jesus. He's in the keep.
anyway.
I was actually thinking about that earlier.
Jesus or
Jesus ran away. He was chasing after a fish, just walked on water, and just
He
ran.
saw,
Hound couldn't go after him.
he saw a
can't
car careening down a road and he ran to go grab the wheel.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Anyway,
Kill them next.
I apologize.
Yeah, kill them next.
so the two of you that aren't in a giant puff of black smoke, perception check, please.
You got it, girl. 27.
Nice.
23. Oh,
Nice.
Nice.
Both of you notice as the face or the hands of the clock shift again, and you could see that some of the scarring left by both your giant sword wound and the magma ball no longer seem to be there.
Go time. Time to go. We gotta go. Time to go.
In addition,
I hated this.
your CMD is 20. CMD is 26. Okay.
Plus 4 for
You take 5 more strength damage.
Fuck.
Jesus.
He's back at the keep.
No, he ran away.
And you feel yourself lift off the ground and travel back off to one side as you begin to dangle off of the tower.
Oh, actually, my CMD is going down
A little bit.
because of strength damage.
Mhm.
Right.
Which
It's,
side did he go?
It was technically a 23.
So he's dangling about 10 feet off of the edge, straight out. You will grow to love me as the rest do. They all grow to love me. Nice. Brings us to Todd.
I'm dangling over the edge
Yes,
by a chain
yes. It's around your neck.
around my neck.
Yes,
Can't cast spells.
that's true too.
How far over the edge?
10 feet.
Like 10 feet to the lip?
Yeah.
I'm on the edge.
Like your sword could reach it.
Not glory.
You could reach the chain, cut the chain.
Get the chain.
You guys are ready?
How big are the links of the chain? Pretty big?
Yeah.
Sizable?
Sizable.
Okay. I want to make a very specific attack that isn't a called shot.
Okay.
I want to take the penalty for using my weapon in an improper number of hands, in addition to the I no longer have a strength bonus. Put the sword, basically like chuck it up, slam it down into one of the links,
Okay.
grab the other side of grab the chain on the other side of the sword,
Okay.
and I want to try to wrench to pop the link.
Okay. I see what you're going for. Wouldn't be a.
I don't know how you want to do that.
It sounds like a CMB to me, or a Sunder.
Sunder?
It can't really attack you beyond squeezing.
Yeah.
So go ahead and make your Sunder check.
I have a Swing it, baby.
Yes, you do.
One-handed though. It's yep. Yeah, +2. Gives me a 4.
You find your muscles locking up, so it's hard to even.
Yeah, I just went down fucking 11 strength.
Yep.
That's more than
Mirrored.
average.
Yeah. Yeah, a normal human being would have been paralyzed at this point.
Yes.
Mr.
Now I am mini muscles, just for the fucking record. This is the first time that that's appropriate.
I have 12 stamina. Fuck you guys.
Krieger,
That's salty,
your turn.
motherfucker.
Krieger would like to grab the chain and sunder the chain
Okay.
again. Fuck. 14.
Not quite
Means I
enough.
didn't have a move action.
Dude,
You rolled a 12.
Oh, fuck.
you had 15.
You're right. I do. I only added the 2. So, 50...
27.
Thank you.
27. Also, because you're a construct, your strength is a bit up because your intelligence is 0.
Yeah.
So, that is actually enough that you grab onto the chain and just at a sheer mechanical force, you shear the link, popping the tentacle or the chain tentacle completely off. Give me a strength check.
$18, ability modifier 6.
Okay.
So 24.
Ability modifier is 8 right now.
Oh,
I didn't
nice.
overtly mention it, but you have a +2 for strength for being
Perfect.
So you shear the chain, but in your left hand you are still holding on to the chain that has him.
Exactly.
So your arms, but you hold on. You lurch down like a foot,
Mhm.
but then and goes up around your neck. Luckily you're not dead, but it's just like.
Fuck.
But luckily you don't feel the continuing pulses of age and wither.
8 of my currently 11 strength is in my neck.
You no longer feel the wither of age and rot trying to sap and lock your muscles up.
Oh, that's good.
So that is great news.
Is that
Yeah.
saying that my strength damage is gone?
No,
Okay, it's just not continuing.
it's not getting worse.
Okay, just wanted to clarify.
Yeah.
I would like to pull him up.
Yeah, you can, with that you can also kind of wrench over. So you're pulled up enough where you have an arm on the edge of the
Perfect.
thing, so you could climb up on your own. Shyla goes next. Shyla, give me a perception check, and also you're up next, so heads up.
19.
Very cool. You see that she has a very similar set of goggles that she has put down over her eyes. It seems like she can actually see through the smoke.
Okay. Figure's still here, right? He just
Yes,
pulling that chain.
exactly.
Where's Todd?
On the far left.
Alright, it's kind of dark.
We can also turn the lights on.
Oh, there it is. I couldn't see it.
You see her dump a pouch of something. It's hard to make out in the smoke.
Okay.
Dump some powdered something into another little square device of hers that then you two see launch out of the cloud of smoke.
Sticks your thumb in a rock and twists.
Well, somehow she misjudged a little bit, and the little iron box clatters to the ground at the base of the stairs.
Where are the stairs?
Just at the bottom. They're towards you guys.
Okay.
The stairs kind of spiral around the portal at the base of the dais.
So it would be like in here.
Like up about they're only about like 5 or 10 foot steps. So yeah, right about there.
Okay.
So there's little metal blocks right about there. And you can hear it go shit.
What was the ghost trapper called in Ghostbusters?
The trap.
Trap.
Was it just the
This is
trap?
the trap.
The trap.
Okay. I thought Egon at one point gave it a Egon name.
Yeah. Mirrored, you're up.
Okay.
You're still technically invisible, aren't you? No, you
No,
cast
I
fireball.
use fireball, so. Fireball. I am going to say, what the fuck was that? To Shyla.
Rust bomb.
Rust bomb?
Rust bomb.
Fuck!
Right?
Shit.
That too.
How far away is it from us?
About 40 feet.
You just hear sad beeps from Krieger.
No, I take that back. That's 60 feet.
60 feet?
It's actually directly under the thing.
Okay. I'm gonna yell bomb. Just to Don Krieger, I'm just gonna yell bomb. And then I'm gonna fire another fireball.
Nice.
I'm gonna use my bonded object to recall and
Makes
fire
sense.
another fireball.
Reflex save of bad.
Yay! I love those.
It's a giant creature attached to the ceiling. It doesn't really get much of a reflex.
Yeah. It's more of a wincing save.
Yeah.
When 60. Moan. That's not enough sixes. That's way too many twos and ones, motherfucker. What the shit? Literally 2 2 2 2 1 1 6 6. This is bullshit. Okay, so that's 8, 10, 22.
Back to 97.
What the fuck? 6 of my dice came to 10 points.
Actually, 97?
Anyway.
Like I said, some of the wounds disappeared.
And I'm gonna take like a step back. Just like
Okay.
still in the cloud, just like maybe just take like a step back behind.
You mean towards the edge?
Yes.
Yeah, like I'm right here.
He's not on the edge.
I'm gonna be
on the
like
edge.
right here. Like
Glory.
That's
There's
all.
a song, isn't there? Something
Yeah.
like that? Okay.
I'm on the edge of glory.
Okay. So. Shavaska gets to have her turn again. This time, however, the second hand rapidly spins forward, and the minute and hour hand also kind of begin to animate. Okay. What's Krieger's CMD?
26.
Nice. So, Shyla and Meard find themselves dangling about 10 feet off of the right wall.
Bravo. I swear, we just did this.
Over here or like
Yes. No, just pretty much straight out from her.
from her.
Yeah.
So we're here.
Joe, red or orange?
Orange.
Okay, you take 4 strength damage.
Fuck!
Good.
I'm stronger than Meard again.
All right.
Shyla took 1.
Oh, bitch.
You said 4?
Yes.
Okay.
You don't have any recollection of being grabbed or moved or anything like that. but you do see the clock face just spin up, and then it's just staring directly at you as two brass chains are just dangling you, not by your necks, but just kind of have wrapped themselves around most of your body, and you find it staring at you upside down, dangling over the edge.
Okay. And the chain coming from her.
Yes.
It's been a long while since I've gotten to toy with my food. You put up such a resistance.
Glad I could help.
Glad I could help.
What me doing? Sorry.
Who wants to sing?
Join the army, they said. See the world, they said. I'd rather be sailing. Anyway.
Hey.
Best sound bites of any game.
I will take great pleasure in breaking you. Who knows? You may even become high priests.
Has she talked for 6 seconds yet?
Time will tell.
Brings us to Todd.
Yeah. I would like to climb up the ladder. Or finish
Yeah,
climbing.
yeah, you can do that successfully.
How
Brace yourself down bottom
far away?
in the cloud.
From what? 50 feet.
Specifically, how high up is the clock face?
The clock face. Well, it's facing you.
I'm
and
picturing it like GLaDOS, where it comes down.
it's more like a. It's more like a weird. Take Big Ben, flip it upside down.
Okay, so the clock face itself isn't that high up.
Right, it's down towards the bottom.
Okay.
It's where the creature's eyes would be, except it's just one big fucking eye,
Gotcha.
and then there's a mouth underneath it.
Gotcha.
In fact, like the very bottom of the clock face kind of
Okay.
opens up into a disjointed mouth. So right now the mouth is above because it's
Yeah.
upside down.
And it's 50 feet.
It's 50 feet away from you. And yes, even though you, or Mird and Shyla can both can see the clock face, so can you, and so can you.
Okay, that's yeah.
And yeah, it's not like perfectly square. It's twisted and bent and warped. And
Question.
Mhm.
If
if Tim Burton were designing a clock monster,
it'd have a tree in it. That's all about that.
Johnny Depp over in the corner.
Johnny Depp's over here.
Helena
Was-
Bottom Carter somewhere.
Was climbing
Driving.
up. What was it like enough to pull myself up?
Yeah.
Kind of as a move action.
Not quite. Swift.
I pulled you up.
No, you pulled him. You pulled him in.
Yeah.
You had him up to like ugh. So
Okay.
I'll call it Swift just because
It's
because half the party is fucked. I'm gonna be nice to you.
okay. Do I have enough left to charge?
Yeah.
Okay. Then my sword is still through the chain. So,
But the chain is loose and dragging behind
Yeah,
you.
exactly. But so it doesn't get in the way, I'm going to the chain that is adjacent to the blade. I'm just going to give it a couple wraps
Sure.
around my arm.
Okay.
That way, it's dragging on me and not dragging on the sword.
Fire. That's fine.
And I'm going to charge and lance this motherfucking clock face.
Go ahead and make an attack.
Because if I can jam those hands,
And the gears inside, too.
I don't think there's gears inside. But jamming the hands.
Ooh. Ooh.
Okay, try
It
again.
is a natural.
Who are you and what have you done with Nick?
I know!
Don't say that shit. Whoever you are, stay here.
We like you better.
Who
Fuck
like you
yeah.
better than Nick?
I
See?
followed it up with a 3.
You see what you did?
Do
You see
you,
what
do
you
you roll
fucking
both
did?
for the confirm or just the one?
You are Nick.
It's up to the GM.
For Vital Strike?
Yeah, I haven't been thus far.
Okay, if you haven't been thus far, we'll stick with that.
Okay.
So you rolled a 3. What's your attack bonus?
Currently,
Uh-huh.
6.
So, yeah, okay, you don't crit.
You know.
I was trying to help.
I know, but I do hit.
You hit.
Wait, didn't you get all your strength back?
No.
No. No. Strength.
He
damage.
has strength damage. It's not drain, which is great.
That shit's fucked for a while.
46.
46 points of damage brings us to
with the -9 from my life.
143 points of damage.
And I'm gonna hold it there.
Okay. Like you jam it in the face, like right near like where the hands meet, as close as possible.
As close to the axle as I can.
Okay.
So I'm trying to prevent the hands from spinning.
Sure.
And I'm just gonna hold it there.
Okay.
Like my next attack, I plan on just like twisting.
Cool. I like it.
Or like pulling it out a little bit and re-jamming.
Cool. Kriga.
Am I within a 5-foot step of the base of that chain?
No, it's about. You got up to her, which is about 20 feet, so it'd be about 10 or 15 feet away.
Just don't leave her.
The bomb is also about 10 feet away.
The bomb?
Yeah, the rust bomb.
So that's 10 feet. But that
Ish.
2 inches to the right is 15 feet?
I drew it wrong. This is under the portal.
Yeah,
so
the portal.
Like,
It's goofy because it's top down and it's.
we're both doing top down and
Yeah.
axe.
So basically,
So-
there's the portal in the center. Then there's like a staircase on either side that spiral up to it, and then the bomb is at the base of the stairs.
This is essentially all like the same spot.
Yeah. It's tricky because of the way Joe drew it. It would otherwise look
It's
like a
tricky
giant.
because drawing.
It
I
would-
can't draw it in that
You
many
did the best.
dimensions.
You did the best you could.
Okay.
It would otherwise look like a nipple, and we wouldn't stop talking about the nipple. Okay.
Does this bitch have nipples?
No.
Little tiny.
Nope.
They're like it's
Nope.
digital claws.
Nope.
I would like to grab them and twist.
Nope.
Dude,
Moving on. I will drop them.
I run over to the chain and
Okay. You try to give me a strength check. You try to control the grapple against Shabaska.
13.
Not even a little bit. You
Wait.
try to wrench on both chains.
Can you do that? Technically, I told you to kill the clock.
That's a good point.
Not
Good
save
point.
Me.
You said kill the clock, bitch. Good call. Thank
Okay.
you.
Sorry,
Also-
I'm not trying to.
No. That was
fuck
the
it up,
right thing to
but-
do. It was the right thing to do.
If I can interject real quick, this is actually a really good opportunity to demonstrate something. This is a ranged grapple. So when someone is assisting the person on the other end of that ranged grapple, it's technically either a break or it's an aid another.
Okay.
Which all you have to do is hit AC 10 and you give the
Other person a +2.
other person a +2.
That said, the order was kill the clock, bitch.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
do that.
Sorry.
Nope, that is the right thing to do. Thank you.
I
Integrity's a bitch.
jump up at some fleshy bits and claw her twice.
Sure. You just claw right at the face because it's the closest thing to an eye you can get
The
to.
first one is 26. Does
Hits.
that hit? Okay.
Does the second one hit?
12 plus. What's the second one? Where are you? 18.
Does not hit.
Does not hit.
The
Okay.
first one, though.
So, that is a d10. 10 damage.
Nice. 153. And you notice a brackish ooze just begin to erupt from the wound as you claw through it. You've done 1 bleed damage to her as well. Because of your claw.
I have a quick question.
Yes, sir.
She isn't, perhaps maybe a subtype plant, is she?
No.
Just a second. I should have asked earlier.
Time clocks, board, plant.
Right.
Question regarding the bleed.
I don't
By all
have
means.
Bane time.
You gave her 1 point of damage.
Mm-hmm.
And when I killed Jeremiah,
I know.
it was 4. Well, you know, I don't know.
You hit her with 2 claws. Or you
Okay.
hit Jeremiah with 2 claws.
Yeah.
Okay. So 2 claws landing equals 4
Yeah.
points.
I'm actually probably going to end up tweaking that a bit. So
Okay.
it's so only since you have unlocked the rend, I'm pretty sure I'm going to probably make it so that the rend causes the bleed instead of just regular attacks.
It's
okay.
cool to use the bleed to unlock it, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for now, we'll go with 1 bleed. I'm still kind of working things. I know it sucks to
Okay.
do that, but
Got it.
when you land both claw attacks, you will rend, which does a lot of damage and will cause a bleed, which is terrible. But it'll be good bleed instead of little bits of bleed over time.
Okay.
If
That's
that works
it?
for you. So yeah, both of your attacks. Yeah, you clawed into her. That's 153. So yeah, you did a D10. Did you add your strength?
No, I didn't.
Add your strength.
So what's that? 2 more?
What's your strength modifier?
It is now 8. Was 6.
Then you do 18 points of damage.
Yeah.
Because it's your melee attacks are the dice plus your strength mod.
Oh.
Yeah.
So if the claw does 1d10 like I think it does, then you add 10 to the... Or you add your strength modifier, whatever that happens to be.
See that 1d10 plus 8?
Mhm.
Add the 8.
I did that.
Okay. Then you already added your strength.
Oh,
So you rolled a 2?
yes.
Ah, okay. Gotcha. Just want to make sure everything's straight and
Wait a minute.
you had all the damage you could get to. Cool. Shyla's gonna go. Shyla is gonna... She can't really control the grapple.
I'm gonna yell.
She's gonna try to find a way.
I'm gonna tell her, wait till I get us back.
She'll hold her action. Weird's turn.
I'm gonna dimension door us back onto the platform.
Fuck yeah!
But specifically, I want to be like as far away from her as we can, kind of. Granted, we're like
Remote concentration check. Cast defensively.
dimension
All
door
the
revokes.
Yeah.
It's a spell.
It's casting a spell.
Oh no, he's using, or is it an ability that you have that's not the spell dimension?
I thought I just said it.
You say it, but if she has, if
So-
someone could try to stop you from saying it, it's like, no.
Yeah. Casting a spell not defensively provokes.
Yeah.
Period. Full stop.
Can I do it defensively?
You sure can.
It just
Concentration
takes,
check.
It just takes a concentration check, and if you fail the concentration check, you lose the spell, but you don't get punched.
Right.
Or in this case, choked.
Okay.
And yeah, it is easier because you don't have the somatic component, so you can do it while you're grappled.
Yeah.
Because if you had to do your wavy hand motions,
Right.
you wouldn't be able to do it.
Yeah, you
It's
just flat
verbal
out
only,
couldn't.
so you're good on that front.
Okay.
Yeah.
So cast defensively, so it's a d20 plus your caster level plus your casting stat.
Intelligence.
Okay. Just a modifier.
Yes.
Okay.
It doesn't come up much because you're good about staying away from shit.
So, 17 plus 8
You're good.
plus 4.
Yeah, nailed
Okay,
it.
cool. Dimension door.
It doesn't come up often because you stay away from combat, but
Yeah.
it's good that we're doing this as a good exercise.
Okay, so I'm gonna put us
Like in safe.
safe
Okay.
distance away, kind of ish. I don't want to be like right on the edge
Totally.
or anything, but like right here
Sure.
is kind of where I want.
Nailed it.
I'm getting pretty dry though, guys.
But that may have saved the day. So,
So am I, Joe.
Shyla's gonna go. She pulls out a flask, like a whiskey flask, chugs it real quick,
That bitch. She didn't share?
and you actually put it perfectly. She moves forward a little bit while her arm extends, like a lot, like a whole lot. She grabs the bomb and flings it up,
Sweet.
and she rolls. She rolls well this time. Awesome.
While she does this, when she goes to grab it and fling it, can I yell "run" to these two? Not that it'll help if the bomb goes
You
off
can.
this round, but
It flies up and impacts impacts Shavaska,
Mhm.
and
Or specifically, I'll say "run away from
there,
Shavaska."
there's a. You don't have a new order.
Oh no!
Base jumping.
I said "run," not "jump."
That's fair.
He also didn't say flee. So we just shove her into the whirlpool that he's created. Tornado, that's the word.
So the bomb flies up
Like
into
Zoom.
the mouth area of Shavaska, and there's a poof. Yes, exactly. There's a poof sound as a cloud of rusty dust and smoke explodes out, and you can see all of the brass instantly start to corrode and just decay and age. It looks like she has powdered a rust monster and put it into a bomb.
Nice.
I want to do that.
That dealt 30 points of damage to Shavaska. So you see huge chunks of the brass structure corrode and fall away, leaving a mostly just a fleshy mass. It looks just exposed and raw underneath.
Does it look like her wounds are healing?
When it's her turn, maybe.
Okay.
It's not there yet.
Okay. Oh yeah, because she just rewinds the damage.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I forgot that detail.
So, Shavaska's turn. She doesn't do much more than shriek, and give me very difficult sense motive checks.
Mhm.
19.
Well, you said it was really difficult, but I got a 9.
Combined with my 8,
Yeah.
that's 17, right?
Right? Come on.
So she seems to be recoiling away from the rust bomb and recoiling from a lot of other things. Craig wore an appropriate shirt.
What is Craig's shirt?
She's afraid!
She's afraid.
Craig is wearing the mobile infantry. Your service guarantees citizenship.
Would you like to know more?
How much of it?
I would.
The enemy cannot push a button
What's that?
if you disable
$1.
their hand.
Nice. Shavaska, the clock face tries to rewind, but there's a giant sword in the way.
This is who puts 1 rank in engineering.
Are
Right.
you a wizard?
I'm really glad I put that 1 rank in engineering.
Shavaska, it's not like what's happening
Fuck
at
that
all.
bitch, I don't care what
So
you
the
think.
fleshy mass that remains of Shavaska is going to try to crunch Krieger in its mouth into tiny little pieces.
You can go ahead and try.
I'm gonna.
Just for karma's sake, I hope he crits.
What's your armor class?
Without your shield.
Yeah. So 24 without the shield.
24?
Yep.
Well,
Oh wait. Strength adds to that.
You don't
No.
add strength to armor.
Ah, fuck.
if only.
Right.
So the fleshy mass tries to bite at Krieger, but basically just sticks large portions of Krieger in its mouth, and its bite does nothing against the magical plate armor that you have surrounding your porcelain shell.
As I hear this, I tell Krieger to laugh. See what happens.
Todd, it's your turn.
Played League of Legends. There's
Why would you do that?
Yeah, seriously.
a character named Blitzkrieg.
Yeah,
What
Yeah,
does
we love
Laffy-
Blitzkrieg.
I used to main Blitzkrieg.
Team. It's all about
I'm gonna pull the sword like halfway out
Put it back.
and like just change the angle ever so slightly, and then put it back.
Okay. Make an attack roll, I guess.
Saying if there was anything more tactically beneficial, I couldn't come up with it. So 20 to hit.
20 to hit, does not hit.
Okay.
Somehow. So you pull it out, and then the flesh moves away. And you just, but it's too late, and you miss.
Damn it! I pulled it out too far.
You did.
I don't like that.
You did. Is that all you do? You don't have iterative attacks yet?
Like, no, that's Battle Strike.
Oh, that's right, Battle Strike.
Yeah, good.
Okay.
Trying to think if there was something creative I could do.
Krieger.
I'm gonna slash at the fleshy bits.
You should slash at the fleshy bits.
23. Does that hit?
No. Well, wait a second.
Is he gonna slash at the fleshy bits? I did tell him to run away.
Oh, you did. Fuck.
Yeah.
I'm gonna continue running.
Well, then you told him to laugh.
And then
That's
I
true.
told him to laugh.
So you
but-
can stand there.
I'm gonna continue laughing.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
Worth it.
Craig, give me a checksum check.
Can you combine tasks?
15.
Yeah, if you want to make an attack, you can.
Okay.
Okay. 23. Does
This-
that hit?
Yes.
Okay.
Without the brass stuff shielding her, her AC has dropped
wait a minute.
tremendously.
Wrong one.
Come on.
So that does
6 plus
6 plus 8, 14 points of damage.
Cool. And the other one?
And the second one, I'm going to assume 9 does not hit.
No, not even a little.
That was damage. Right. Oh, no, that was an attack. Never mind.
That was the hit.
Where'd my pen go?
And does the bleed continue to add another point of damage?
It does. Every one of her turns. My purple pen. Where'd it go? I'll use this.
There's also this
Oh, there it is. Found it.
blue pen.
Purple.
Okay, good.
Now does the hit
I
add
thought we had
another point of bleed
no,
damage?
Minor situation on our hands.
Yes, that will add 2 bleed. So you did 14 points of damage?
I think so.
Okay.
14 on the first one, yeah.
Awesome. Cool. So 2 bleed. That brings us to Mird.
Okay. Mird is going to use his Scroll of Fireball,
Cool.
which is for level 5.
Okay. So 5d6s.
So 5d6s.
This bitch is gonna roll a reflex save.
Yep.
The bitch is gonna get a not a good roll again.
Okay.
You need one of these, man.
Nah.
Okay.
Rolling that many dice is fun.
Yeah,
10.
it's great. I just don't
15.
like how long it takes to kill.
15?
But it feels
15.
great rolling it.
That's what I like
15
about
points of
this.
damage.
That can go.
Yeah, but
This
that's-
one.
that's
So-
not satisfying.
Would you like to describe it, or would you like me to describe
I want you to describe
Okay.
it.
it? So,
You die.
was it a scroll that you created?
Yes.
Okay. So, super red fireball?
Yeah.
Okay. A very cherry red fireball. Mir stands back, opens up a scroll, chants some magic words that kind of resonate around the tower. And as the scroll disintegrates out of his hands, a red ball of molten fire erupts forward into the mouth of Shavaska.
I want to yell, time's up, bitch.
And the clock face ticks back a couple times, each of the hands try to escape each other as the fireball goes into her mouth and then detonates, causing burning red flesh to erupt over the entire top of the tower. And in doing so, there is a deafening screech as the tower begins to falter.
Uh-oh.
Metal-
Time to go, fuckers!
Metal begins to shear and scream under the weight of itself. The ground begins to rumble. You could hear the deafening cries of everyone in the tower and below. And what are you guys doing?
Krieger, through the portal! Let's go!
I'm going to
I'm running. Running for the portal.
yank the long ass loose end of chain, kind of yank it forward, stand on it, and try to cut the chain
Okay, now
So-
you can do that.
so it's shorter,
Sure.
and then grab the loose bit, wrap it around my arm. Well, put my sword back, wrap the chain around my arm, jump in the portal.
Demon chain is in your inventory.
Demon. Do you want me to write?
Shavaska's chain. That works too.
chain.
And you guys plow through the fuzzy, opaque portal. And we will find out where you end up next week.
Yeah, bitches!
I want to make it a point to go through the portal like Terminator.
Nice.
Dun 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 dun. That was good.
We did
I'm
it!
so fucking tapped for spells, by the way.
No, but at least you have them. Oh, yeah, I pass out in 7 minutes. I also do that.
Yep, there's that too. But we're not there yet.